So when we get to the end, we're going to end up launching our apps. We're going to test our apps. Each case study, we're going to have one app that we're looking at and then that we're going to actually launch, pretend to launch. And someday if you can make one, you can launch your app also. So we're going to call this the launch. We're going to end up with what we hope is flexibility. So we want to have these apps are easy for people in my office or my friends or my classmates or my other workers that are working with me, or future people who work in my office. Maybe in the future we need to change things, but I don't know who will work here in the future. So we're going to use a case study approach to understand that flexibility. We're going to move from some simple case studies up to some complicated ones. So we're going to begin with some very easy ones, which is basically to collect some data maybe, or to maybe set up some feedback, that is to tell users some information they need to know. And then at the very end, we're going to go into some complicated apps, which in my case, I'm going to show you a RPG, a role-playing game. This is going to be an actual simulated game and be run by hundreds, if not thousands of students at a time to play a game where they learn things from my class. So this could be very complex, super complex. And then something like this is much more simple. So we're going to have many examples that go from simple to complex. You don't need to study each unit if you don't want to. You can skip to the unit you want to go to quickly because there's a lot of repeat in these units. We're going to repeat a lot of these functions and tools. The tools we use are the ones we just looked at. So the tools we use are going to repeat over and over again. It's just a question of what's the tool we're making, what's the app we're making from those tools. So each video is modular. That means it's kind of independent. You can go ahead and look at the case study you're interested in that maybe will help you do something you want to do. But they do get harder. So the early ones are easier, and then the later ones are harder or more complex. So each case study is a standalone problem solution case study from beginning to end. So are you ready? Are you ready to build what I call these sheet apps or a sheet app? Because if you're ready, we can go ahead and we can go. Let's stay positive. Let's stay motivated. It's not as hard as you think. And I think you're going to be surprised. You're going to be very impressed by how easy it is to do this. It's easy to get started. It's easy for people that you work with or future people who need to use the sheets, use the app. It's easy for them to make adjustments to. And that makes everybody stay happy because they can use the app that you created for many years. And I think this is a key point. For many years, you can continue using it because you can make your changes. You can make your adjustments. And you don't need to keep outsourcing or going back to the company that you paid to make the app to make it all over again. This is one of the problems we often see when we outsource, right? When you outsource, you pay a company and you often pay a lot of money. You can pay thousands of US dollars, or in Taiwan, you could easily pay $30,000 to $100,000 to get a program made. And then 1 year later, so we say 1 year, you need to make some small change. And what do? They say, hey, you need to pay again. You need to pay $10K to make that change. And then maybe they make the change, but something's still wrong and you need to change it again. So you need to go back and tell them again. And then you need to complain again. Then you need to pay again. So it becomes an endless cycle of pay, and nobody's happy. And if you want to change some of the functions some of the core ideas, or you want to add to the program, again, what do you need to do? You need to pay. You need to go back and pay again. And the people who made it may not work there anymore, or the company may close. What we're talking about here is there's many problems in your office that you can solve. You can do it this easy way, and it makes adjustments easy, and it makes everybody happy because they're not paying over and over again, and they get exactly what they want for many years. That's the goal. So good luck, and we're going to move on to some case studies.